Tesla is an American rock band formed in Sacramento, California in late 1982. They have sold 14 million albums in the United States. Background. In late 1982, bassist Brian Wheat, age 20, and guitarist Frank Hannon, age 15, formed City Kid, a band that then spent time gigging at Sacramento's defunct Oasis Ballroom. They also began working with American rock guitarist Ronnie Montrose towards writing hard rock hit singles, reasoning we wanted to get signed, and we thought the way to do that was to write a hit single. New producers and managers turned the group towards radio pop rock, and, to come up with the appropriate material, band manager Steve Klausman hired Grammy Award winner Duane Hitchings, who provided the music to Rod Stewart songs such as Day I Think I'm Sexy, and Infatuation. A representative from Geffen Records then saw where the City Kid band was headed and let them know that he would only sign them if they wrote from the gut and not from formulas. By 1986, the band had again changed its direction under a new name, Tesla. Formation and Mechanical Resonance, 1982 to 1988. The band City Kid, and was renamed Tesla during the recording of their first album, 1986's Mechanical Resonance, on the advice of their manager, that City Kid was not a great name. In addition, there was already another band going by that name. The band derived their name, certain album and song titles, and some song content from events relating to inventor and electrical engineer Nikola Tesla. Along with the band's next two studio albums, Mechanical Resonance was produced by Michael Barbero and Steve Thompson. The band's original lineup consisted of lead vocalist Jeff Keith, guitarists Frank Hannon and Tommy Sciarch, bassist Brian Wheat, and drummer Troy Luccketta. Tesla's music is often referred to as hard rock. The band's lyrics also strayed from the themes popular in hard rock, particularly in the 1980s at the beginning of their career. A further distinction from their contemporaries was their t-shirt and jeans image, which was in strong contrast to glam metal bands of the time, which were characterized by big hair, leather pants, and flashy makeup. Also in the early days of their career, Tesla toured with David Lee Roth, Alice Cooper, Definition Leopard, and Poison, which incorrectly resulted in the band being categorized as a glam metal band. The band's members resented this labeling. The Great Radio Controversy and Psychotic Supper, 1989 to 1993. It was 3 years before the band released their second album, The Great Radio Controversy. The album helped solidify the band's growing reputation and fan base. The album produced the hit single, a classic 80s power ballad love song. In 1990, Tesla released Five-Man Acoustical Jam, a live album featuring acoustic renditions of hits such as Coming At Ya Live, Getting Better, Modern Day Cowboy, and Love Song. The album also featured a number of covers, most notably a version of Signs, a 1971 hit by the five-man electrical band. In 1991, the band released their third studio album, Psychotic Supper. The band itself considers this to be their best album according to their official website. The 1998 Japanese reissue import of Psychotic Supper contains 3 previously unreleased songs, including Rock the Nation, I Ain't Superstitious, and Run Run Run. Bust a Nut and Hiatus, 1994 to 1999. In 1994, the band released their fourth studio album, Bust a Nut. The 1998 Japanese reissue import of Bust a Nut contains the previously unreleased cover of Led Zeppelin's The Ocean. After the release of Bust a Nut, Sciarch departed because of his struggle with substance abuse. He rejoined after completing rehab, only to depart again months later. The band moved forward as a 4-piece for a short while. However, it wasn't long before Sciarch briefly joined up with solo artist Marshall Coleman's band to support his solo career, only to see a departure of Marshall soon after. This band eventually morphed to include Jeff Keith and resurfaced as Bar 7 with a single 4-Leaf Clover from the album The World Is a Freak. Brian Wheat formed Soulmater and Frank Hannon Moondog Maine, while Troy Luccketta worked with several local artists including the Bay Area's One Thin Dime. Reunion, 2000 present. After a break of 6 years, the Sacramento Bee reported that the band had reformed in 2000 with the help of local radio personality Pat Martin of KRXQ. The band played an emotional sold-out show at Arco Arena in Sacramento on October 25, 2000. Soon after, they recorded the double live album Replugged Live. In 2002, they were featured in the Rock Never Stops tour alongside other 1980s rock bands. 2002 saw the release of a further live album Standing Room Only, which is just a single CD version of Replugged Live. In 2004 they released their fifth studio album Into the Now, which debuted on the Billboard album chart at number 30. The album was well received by fans and the band was featured on Jimmy Kimmel Live. In February 2005, Tesla headlined a benefit show at the PPAC in Providence, Rhode Island for the victims of the station nightclub fire. During the show the band auctioned off an autographed acoustic guitar, with the proceeds going to the station family fund. 100% of the ticket sales also went to this charity. In the summer of 2006, the band embarked on the Electric Summer Jam tour without guitarist Tommy Schiach. Schiach had left the band indefinitely to spend time with his family, and, as he later revealed on the Classic Metal show, other reasons, particularly his problems with substance abuse. Dave Rude replaced Schiach on the tour, and has remained with the band ever since. Comin' At Ya Live appeared in the 2002 video game Grand Theft Auto: Vice City. Tesla recorded a 2-volume collection of cover songs titled Reel to Reel, which was released on June 5, 2007. The recording is available as a 2-CD set. The first CD, containing 13 songs, is sold in a case with a blank slot for the second CD. The second CD, containing 12 additional songs, will initially be available to concert-goers in the USA at no additional charge beyond the cost of a ticket. The second CD was also given away with the August edition of Classic Rock magazine in Europe. At the end of August, Tesla announced their first world tour in 16 years, with dates in Australia, Japan, and Europe in October and November 2007. In February 2008, Tesla helped fund and headlined a benefit concert for victims of the station nightclub fire. The show was broadcast by VH1 Classic. Tesla played 3 songs, What You Give, Signs, and Love Song, though What You Give did not make it onto the broadcast. In June and July 2008, Tesla played a few shows in Europe and the USA, including Sweden Rock Festival, Graspop Metal Meeting and Rocklahona. On August 11, 2008, it was reported that Tesla's next album, entitled Forevermore, would be released on October 7 on their own record label, Tesla Electric Company Recordings. The album was produced by Terry Thomas, who produced Bust a Nut. The band aired the album's first single, I Wanna Live, on radio stations across the globe on August 18, and kicked off a world tour on October 1. Forevermore debuted number 33 on the Billboard 200 chart, and spawned singles I Wanna Live, Fallin' Apart and Breakin' Free. In 2009, Tesla was announced to be among the performers on the cruise ship Shipwrecked in November 2009. In 2010, the band announced that they are working on material for a new album, though their studio burned to the ground on September 30, 2010, Sacramento B. On May 10, 2011, the band played at a rally for the Sacramento Kings of the National Basketball Association. Tesla performed 2 songs, Signs and Love Song, during the Kings HEREWERALLY at Cesar Chavez Park in Sacramento, California, to celebrate the team staying in Sacramento for at least one more year. In 2011, they released an acoustic album, Twisted Wires and the Acoustic Sessions. Band members. Current members: Frank Hannon, guitar, keyboards, piano, organ, backing vocals, 1981 to 1996, 2000 present. Brian Wheat, bass, piano, backing vocals, 1981 to 1996, 2000 present. Jeff Keith, lead vocals, 1984 to 1996, 2000 present. Troy Laqueta, drums, percussion, 1984 to 1996, 2000 present. Dave Rude, guitar, backing vocals, 2006 present. Former members: Steve Klausman, 1981. Bobby Carteris, drums, 1981. Colleen Loy, guitar, lead vocals, joined band with Brooke Bright as City Kid in 1981 to 1983. Brooke Bright, guitar, vocals, formed band as City Kid in early 1980s, 1981 to 1983. Jeff Harper, lead vocals, original lead vocalist for Earthshaker and City Kid through April 1983. Joey Morita, guitar, before the breakout of Tesla, 1983. Curtis Chapman, guitar, before the breakout of Tesla, when they were still called City Kid, 1983 to 1984. Tommy Schiach, guitar, backing vocals, 1984 to 1994, 1995, 2000 to 2006. Discography. Tesla discography. Tours. The Great Radio Controversy Tour. 5-man acoustical jam tour. Psychotic Supper World Tour. Bustain' Up Tour. 2001 Replugged Reunion Tour. The Rock Never Stops Tour. Into the Now Tour. Electric Summer Jam 2006 Tour. Reel to Real World Tour 2007 to 2008. Forevermore World Tour 2008 to 2009. Twisted Wires Acoustic Tour 2012. Twisted Wires Acoustic Tour 2012.